Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All. So we're going to make fun of cops in this episode as, this is something I do. I love making fun of cops. I think cops are crap. Got 'em? Alright, so, officials defund Shade Township Police Department. Chief worried about community. Now, you're going to love the worry that the chief has. It's going to be great. It's totally not stereotypical. It's totally not ridiculous. Okay, so just going to read this whole article because it's pretty short. This is coming from WJACTV.com. Shade Township, PA. Major changes are coming to a police department in Somerset County because of a recent vote regarding the department's funding. Shade Township officials recently decided to cut police funding for the municipality. Chief of Police William Richards says he was blindsided. I wasn't involved with any of the negotiations with it. I had no idea that a meeting Thursday took place, and I got a call Thursday night that we were all laid off, said Chief Richards. Down goes Chief Richards. Goodbye. Good night. The department was made up of 3 part-time officers who covered Shade Township and Central City Borough. 3 part-time officers. Wow. Damn. RIP. We're really missing them. Oh my goodness. 3 part-time officers. What are we going to do without 3 part-time officers? The Borough Council's president, Robert Sanzo, said the township recently increased the cost to use the Shade Township Police Department, resulting in Central City dropping their coverage. 6 News reached out to Shade Township supervisors to ask why this decision was made, but did have not hear back. How do you write for mainstream corporate news or whatever, and then how does that happen? Anyway, Chief Richards believes the lack of local patrolling will leave residents at risk. There's been an influx of drugs up here in Shade and Central City area. We have to deal with all of that. Accidents, car accidents, ATV accidents because the roads are open for ATVs, burglaries, thefts. I mean, it's one call after the other. There's an influx of drugs. Y'all got any drugs? Dude, imagine, okay, when you were saying, oh, the community is at risk, the first thing you think of being drugs proves that you're a fucking freak, okay? Jesus Christ. And the community is worried. We are a small town, but there's drugs! There's drugs! Oh no, Paul! There's drugs! Dude, what the fuck does that mean? There's drugs. Is this a cartoon? Am I reading a script from a cartoon? There's drugs! Ma, get the shotgun! I saw some drugs! What? It's so dumb. There's theft, there's elderly. There's elderly. Yeah, I know. Whenever I see elderly people, I call the cops, personally. I'm way more... If I see drugs versus old people, and if I have to call the cops, I'm going to call the cops on the old people before I call the cops on the drugs. And to rely on state police to come in. If you have an emergency, you have to wait a half hour for someone to come and take care of it and stuff. I just don't agree with it at all, said Shade Township resident Teresa Manges. Wow. I've called police before. I've called an ambulance before. I called an ambulance, took about 20 to 30 minutes, and the hospital was just down the street. Really makes you think, huh? With no local police officers, the area will rely on the use of state police, who already have a large coverage area. They have to deal with state police, and they can expect a delay because the state police, again, have much of the county. And they could be clear down in Confluence in the Maryland border or Garrett and have to come up here for a call, said Chief Richards. If you think you're going to need the police, call early. He added, yes. If I think someone is going to try to burgle me, or worse off, use some drugs. The fuck? There's drugs. I just got to read this quote again from a small town resident. We're a small town, but there's drugs. We're a small town. We're such a small town, but you know what the real hardship is? There's drugs! I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I won't. I won't. I won't.